Okay. Episode 2 of Route A. Let's go. So this is a flashback. And this is that guy who is basically obsessed with killing ghouls. The Queen Cake Collector.
I'm with you.
Who's now dead. So this is when they fought the king back in the day. Who's this? Have we met this guy? I don't think so.
Just glad we could make it.
So these are the top CCG folks. Their salute is kind of weird.
Sorry, Chief.
Wearing a mask with an eye patch.
Ooh.
We have reason.
He's already taken territory for them.
Somehow involved with the murder of
Not good. Because if they end up investigating and they find out who he really is, then if they investigate Kaneki and actually find out that he's half ghoul, they'll lead him straight to Onteku, right? Which hasn't been bothered by the CCG yet, as far as I can tell. Like, everyone thinks it's a regular cafe except for the ghouls. Is it just me, or does this kid seem older than she was in the previous season?
If you were to side with me, they'd probably give in. Pretty pleased with sugar on top.
That's hilarious. Her bird pets him.
You better fly away. If I get my hands
Your
on
bird
you,
will crap on you no matter how much they like you. You just have to deal with it as a bird owner.
Speaking of Ghoul, there's no way she's gonna make it through those exams. I barely passed, and I'm smarter than her.
She's got a mind. That's where she wants to go.
Hilarious.
Maybe she could pass if you help.
Exist in the first place.
No joke. They should just die.
They do eat humans. Okay, here's the deal. They're trying to make it out here like, oh, you know, Toka's sad because humans don't accept ghouls, but ghouls eat people. So, like, it's very hard to compare this to real life morality, because it's not like they're just a different race. They're a different species, one that also happens to prey on humans. Like, there are other pieces of fiction that deal with the same issue, but it's weird to think about, because of course the main characters are all ghouls, so you're supposed to take kind of the pacifist ghoul side, but from the human's perspective, that's not what most ghouls are, right? So, you know, it's hard to not also take the human perspective on that.
In what way? What makes you say that?
I can't quite put my finger on
It's not the same
I
owl.
just remembered him as being more imposing and more vicious.
Okay, so we know for a fact. Okay, so they call it the one-eyed owl, right? Meaning we're supposed to make the connection that perhaps it's also a human who's had ghoul parts transplanted, like Kaneki, which means it could not be the same person they fought before. It could just be someone who inherited their, I always forget the name, but the organ, basically, that ghouls use to attack, that they make the Quincays out of. Because other ghouls who knew Rize are able to recognize that Kaneki's organ are from Rize. So it seems to me like it'd be easy for a ghoul who'd had a transplant from another ghoul to basically masquerade as that ghoul. Like, it's not the same person at all. That could be interesting. Okay, so I looked it up so I can stop talking about it in roundabout terms. Kagune. You can get the Kagune from a different ghoul. And just because we've only seen it transplanted into a human so far with Kaneki doesn't mean it couldn't also be transplanted into a different ghoul, right? So a ghoul could have multiple Kagune. This could be a thing.
Shinohara, I've got a theory I'd like to run past you.
Well, what's up with that transition, huh? You're getting cheeky, show.
Have a good day, sir.
Interesting.
Yes, a new part-timer?
Yeah, from the 20th Ward. He's got a good work ethic for someone his age.
Take care.
That's Kaneki's friend, right? See, we haven't actually seen Kaneki do anything on screen yet. The show is wanting us to think he's completely changed into like this different, more cruel person. But I wonder, is this... There's a couple of possibilities here. This could be him having like a complete psychotic break thanks to the torture and just deciding to embrace his ghoul side and just be as bad as possible. It could be Rize kind of taking over and guiding some of his actions, or it can be him basically playing a role in order to try to take out this organization from the inside once he realized basically his human life is ruined. I don't know. I don't know which of those things it is yet. Or it could be some other possibility I haven't thought of. Now, this is where... So, I liked Mato's character. He was interesting, but clearly not like a great person, right? We weren't supposed to think he's a great guy, but I have a feeling the show's going to turn that around on us with some flashbacks and kind of show why he was the way that he was. We'll see. They're giving a lot of emphasis on him.
The binge eater's still in hiding.
He still gives a progress
I've got
report.
some solid leads on the gourmet. At this point, I'm still...
You certainly visit my father a lot.
Okay.
Hey, Kotaro Amon?
Mato had a daughter. I think that's new information to me. Did we see her in the first season and they didn't tell us that it's his daughter, maybe?
That'd be me, Akira Mato.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
What investigative department in their right mind would assign a partner, would assign the kid of your slain partner as your new partner? That, only in anime, right? Only in anime would that happen.
Senior investigator Amon.
Ooh, she's got the same
Hello,
eyes as him,
Akira
too.
Mato, investigator second class. I with me as I get adjusted.
Don't worry, you're...
Wonder if she has the same obsessions as her dad.
Yes, sir.
Why'd she have to be so long?
Office
During
politics.
our special investigators meeting at CCG, head named Eye Patch was first spotted here in the 20th Ward.
Codename Eye
I
Patch.
suspect he might be one of Algiddy's captain.
Well, seeing as all of the victims were young men, it's safe to assume the binge eater is female.
Well, I don't think that's a safe
For the
assumption,
last
do you?
3 years, I know investigators, fearing they'd be discovered, they dealt with her.
Wait.
Okay.
Insinuating the binge eater was killed by this orc?
That's not actually what happened. So she's wrong here, but it is true that Onteku does control the 20th Ward. They didn't have anything to do with Rize being killed. That was Jason. But it's the right conclusion for the wrong reason, basically.
Organization?
Eyes to Algiddy. I think she's spot on.
Wow, you did
They
all
have a
that
small
research
tie.
in such a short amount of time?
She's good. Sorry.
Please, let's not concern ourselves with trivialities.
Okay.
Priority should be the investigation.
You go, girl.
Investigator Amon.
A few drinks, it'll be easier to talk things out.
This is how
See,
office politics happen in Japan.
adjusting to a new partner I'm on.
Can wait, hold up. Can you imagine in America someone saying, "Oh, why don't you take your new coworker who's technically your subordinate out to dinner and get wasted? That way you guys can bond better." Yikes! Bad suggestion.
Him. Thanks for the invite, though.
Who
And
eats
I've already
dinner
sent
after
the
9?
report. It's on your desk.
Turn down. He's stunned.
Everything's just fine.
We didn't get to see his face. I want to see his facial expression there.
Walking home with me? I don't blame you. It's cool. Go with your boyfriend.
Don't be stupid. I
He's
told you
disappeared,
not
so that's not gonna happen.
No need to get defensive.
Ah, he's still making himself awesome coffee. To remind him of the coffee shop. Who's in charge of this group, though? Is it the young one with the bandages, or is it the king? Because I got a feeling that maybe they're unconnected now. We didn't see the king with the rest of them. The coffee shop's open again. But Kaneki's not there. Oh. They are predators, but I guess so are humans in a way, right? Okay, we hadn't seen their... Wait a minute. They hadn't shown us their faces before, and both of them were one-eyed ghouls. Ooh, okay. This really clinches it for me then, because that means this organization... Is this why Kaneki went with them? Because there's other people like him there, but he didn't know that at the time, right? Unless they visited him while he was being tortured. That means this organization, assuming the king is actually their leader, has 4 half ghouls, right? 4 one-eyed ghouls in the organization now with Kaneki. So either they're producing them on purpose, or one-eyed ghouls have gathered to this organization for some specific reason that we don't know yet. And if it's the first thing, if they're experimenting with creating one-eyed ghouls, then that's a sure bet that the king isn't the same person that the cops fought back in the day. Whoever that cop was with the blue hair, that we haven't seen them otherwise yet. I want to get more flashbacks from that group of people. This is very interesting. And they made a point of not showing us the faces of these 2 last season. We only saw their faces now. So I think they must be connected to why Kaneki's there. Wow, she actually winds all those bandages on every time. The illustrations in the openings and closings of the show are like really lush, and it makes me wonder if I should read this manga. So, the show is going to give us a lot more questions before it gives us any answers, but I do feel it hovering around some answers as to why certain things are going on. Because right now, I'm completely lost about like where the plot is going, what Kaneki is doing with Aogiri. Who's the main character of this show right now? Like, is it Kaneki? Is it Inspector Almond? Is it, Toka? Who are we supposed to be caring about more here? Because we don't know what Kaneki's doing at all right now. So, I don't know.